ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम Mandalam 9 Suktam 87. Ushana Rishi Devata Pavamana Soma Chandas Trushtu Pratu Drava Parikosham Nishida 87.1. O Atmiya Soma, may you flow towards us quickly and also sit all around the covering or vessel. Purified by leaders of men, you move towards vigor. Sacrificers are cleansing and leading you towards the place of sacrifice. Like a speedy horse with reins. This ruk is indicative of the fact that Sukta is on purified or flowing Atmiya Soma. Svaidha Pavate Deva 87.2. Shining drop of spiritual Soma essence, having a good weapon, quantum of spiritual energy, is averter of cursors, is protector of the enclosure, is the creator of shining beings, and is very intelligent, is the fashioner of the space and is supporter of earth. He flows. Weapon may mean spiritual light ray, which is like thunderbolt. The Ruk contains well-known attributes of Soma, flowing essence of Atma. Rishir Vipra Pureda 87.3. He, shining Soma, is a wise sage, is a mover in front, which means a leader, is dexterous among the people, is intelligent, and is a well-wisher of all. He alone knows the secret name of the Hidden One, who is placed in the midst of the spiritual rays of light with his wisdom or by means of Vedic mantras. Hidden One implies Atma, radiating spiritual light rays all around. Soma is a knower of Atma with his own wisdom or from Vedic hymns. This is the implied meaning of the Ruk. 87.4. Eshasya te madhumang indra somo. O Indra, this sweet spiritual light ray, showerer of essence of life, Atmiya Soma essence, flows in the strainer exceedingly well for the mighty you. She is a giver of thousands and hundreds of gifts and much wealth. He is a quick mover. He is seated in the permanent sacrificial place meant for the creation of the universe. Comment: permanent sacrificial place is the abode, the place of the great sacrifice of creation of the universe. Ete Soma Abhigavya Sahasra 87.5. These drops of spiritual Soma essence associated with rays of Atma and thousands of praises getting purified by the strainers are caused to flow quickly like glorious heroic horses going for battle, for acquiring great wealth, which implies spiritual knowledge and immortality. Comment: drops of flowing essence of Atma lead seekers of truth to Atma and finally to total identification with Atma which leads to immortality. 87.6 Parihi Shma Puruhuto Jananam. Shining Soma invoked by many and getting cleansed moves food for all born beings abundantly. O Soma, then procured by the hawk, please procure for us food. Urging on wealth, may you flow towards vigor. It is implied meaning, it is believed that the idea of flowing essence of Atma, Soma, is brought from the shining space by an imaginary hawk, which implies the universal impeller. Hawk or eagle is supposed to bring nectar of immortality to shining beings. Esha Suvana Parisoma Pavitre 87.7. This Soma drops getting extracted runs about in the strainer like herd of mares let loose from the stable. Then, like a buffalo exhibiting his two sharp horns, Soma, who belongs to spiritual light rays, moves among these rays like a living hero. Excited by Atma, idea of flowing Soma essence pervades the mind. He exhibits the rays of Atma, or Soma is really not different from Atma. Esha Yajao Paramadan 87.8. This Soma is coming from the abode of the Supreme Self. He comes to know the rays of spiritual light that are there somewhere in the middle of the great clouds. O Indra, stream of spiritual Soma essence is flowing for you, like the thundering lightning excited by the clouds in the atmosphere. Atmiya Soma carries the spiritual light of Atma, like the cloud causes or carries lightning with it. The two rays of spiritual Soma bestow existence on material forms and impart life consciousness to living creatures. Last Rakava Sutta. Udas Sma Rashim Pariyasi Gonam 87.9. O spiritual Soma, getting purified, you move about with Indra along with the chariot, vehicle, which means vehicle, could be a living body, to the group of spiritual light rays. O quick giver of gift Soma, praised by hymns, teach us the great ancient enjoyment, meaning bliss of Brahman. O helpful Soma, all helps are yours. The Rik may not need any explanation in the light of comments on earlier Riks of this mandala. Next Sutta 88 is also from Rishi Ushana Kavya, Devada Pavamana Soma, Chandastrushtu. Ayam Soma Indratubhyam 88.1. O Indra, this flowing Atmiya Soma essence is extracted for you. He flows towards you. You are his protector. What drops of Soma you make, that is for your delight and is being rained down for your harnessing. Sa imratho ma bhurishal ayoji 88.2. That great spiritual Soma is bearer of much wealth like a chariot. He is being harnessed for obtaining many articles. Then all born beings praise him who is gainer of his own self in the cloud high above. Flowing essence of Atma Soma finds his own self Atma enmeshed in ignorance about truth, birthlessness. He is the Lord of all manifested wealth, physical as well as spiritual. Vayurnayo niyutva ishtayama. 88.3. O shining Soma, like air, you also move as you desire in your chariot drawn by a team of horses. Like twins, you are the best granter of happiness for invokers. You are cherished by all within one's own soul, like the giver of wealth Agni, and like Pusha, you are as quick as mind. This look and the next one. Comment. Soma only appears as Ashwins, Agni, Pusha, Indra, etc. Soma's chariot is powered by two spiritual light rays mentioned earlier. See comments on the earlier Ruk 9.87.8. All shining beings are limbs of Mother Prakriti. Atmiya Soma is creating this universe itself for her benefit. Indro Nayo Maha Karmani 88.4. O Atmiya Soma, like Indra, you do many great deeds. You are the destroyer of enemy like clouds and the smasher of enemy strongholds. Like a cow, like a cloud-killing horse, you are the killer of an animal named Cloud. You are destroyer of all infidels. 88.5. Agnirnayo vana a srijyamano vrtha. Purified or flowing, O spiritual Soma, like Agni getting adorned in the cloud, you make vigor or brightness in the streaming waters easily. You are maker of great sound like a fighting hero and excite illusion or wave. Comment. For on the wreck, Soma appearing in the grass form of lightning is adorned in the clouds. In the subtle form, Soma is adorned in the cloud-like ignorance. The Soma ray imparts existence to water particles or a sense of life to the flowing Soma. Flowing Soma essence is the cause of the appearance of this universe. All this are implied in this book. Ete Soma Adivaranyavya Divya. 88.6. These drops of spiritual Soma cross the strainer or to be protected enclosed spaces. Like the cloud-dwelling waters that are being rained down by the clouds in the atmosphere. Extracted Soma drops flow in towards parts or bodies easily, like the rivers flowing downwards to ocean. Comment. Extracted Soma drops flow towards material objects, bestowing existence on them and also consciousness on some of them. The rest of the points mentioned here have been explained earlier. Shushmi Sharthona Marutam 88.7. O Atmiya Soma, the mighty you, like the strength of Maruts, flow abundantly and like celestial objects move in the space. Likewise, May you become a giver of good mind as quickly. You are dweller in thousands of drops and are sacrifice worthy like Indra, who is victorious in battle. Overall meaning is as such should be self-explanatory. Atmiya Pavamana Soma pervades all objects in this universe, gross, subtle and causal. This is the gist of the rag. Ratnyonuti Varunasya Pradhani 88.8. This is the same as 1.91.3. Suktam 89 from the same Rishi, same Devata, Chandas Trushtu. Prosyavahne Pathyabhi. That bearer of the universe, spiritual Soma, flows nicely along righteous paths. Getting purified, he glides down like rainwater from the atmosphere. Possessor of thousands of streams, Soma resides in our bodies, in the clouds, and in the lap of his mother, namely ignorance cloud. Meaning, ignorance about birthless Atma is the cause, or mother of flowing Soma essence. Soma resides inside the heart space of living creatures and in the mind clouded by ignorance. Each drop of Soma gives rise to one stream of material bodies. Each Atmiya Soma ray carries quanta of spiritual energy, and each quantum moves continuously from one living body to another, as explained in the next track. Raja Sindhunam Avasishta Vasa 89.2. King Soma covers the dwelling of the flowing streams. He climbs on to the most alluring boat of nature. Excited by the hawk, shining Soma essence grows like the waters. His father milks him, Soma, who is born from this father. All milk him only. King Soma covers ignorance cloud. This is a command. He sets in motion the wheel of creation. Soma ray grows with the flowing streams. Atma makes use of Soma for procreation. All born beings also depend on Soma for their sustenance and for procreation. He climbs on each pulse or quantum of spiritual energy, setting up one Atmiya Somadhara with respect to time. 89.3 is an extra. Simham nasantamadho ayasam. All born beings approach spiritual Soma, who is roaring like a lion, is a hard worker of essence, is like a reddish ray and is the protector of the space. He is brave in battles and is born first. He inquires about rays. By his radiance, the sprinkler Indra protects the universe. Comment: flowing Soma is inquisitive of the ray on which his own flow depends. Indra protects the universe, making use of quanta of spiritual energy supplied by the spiritual Soma. Madhuprishtham Ghoramayasam 9.89.4. Sacrificers harness him in the chariot, which means here universe, having a great wheel. His back is smeared with sweetness. He is terrible, he is agile, he is sublime, and behaves like a horse. Self-moving, sister-like limbs also adorn him. They who are connected to the same navel make the quick-moving Soma strong. The great wheel could be wheel of time, which is continuously rolling, and the chariot is the universe itself. Five sense organs, the mind and ego, are the limbs connected to the same navel. They adorn Soma and provide him strength. 89.5 Chatasra im Kritaduha Satante. 4 water-yielding cows, which are seated in the middle of the same supporter, serve him, Soma, getting purified with food or tributes. They make him flow. Those ancient cows are there all around him, who is all subduing. Supporter here implies Atma. 4 cows associated with Atma are gross, subtle, causal and turiya states. Satchidanandam Brahma. They only cause the flow of flowing Soma essence, and they surround him. This is the essence of the Raga. 9.89.6 Vishtambho divo dharuna prithivya. Spiritual Soma essence is like a pillar of the space and supporter of the earth. Also, all inhabitants in the universe are in his hands. O invokers, may spiritual Soma, who is like a spring, be a giver of a team of horses or spiritual light rays. The array or stream of essence flows for Indra. May Soma give the praiser a team of horses or spiritual light rays that will take him straight to truth. Drops of Soma flow for Indra. Last book of the Sukta, 89.7. Vanvannavato Abhideva. O Atmeya Soma, untroubled by enemies, may you move towards distribution of wealth to shining beings. Destroyer of enemies, you please flow for Indra. May you bestow on us wealth which is much pleasure giving. May we become masters of good wealth associated with heroes. May we become possessors of wealth of knowledge. This is the gist of the Raga. Suktam 90. This is by Rishi Vasishtha Maitravaruni Devada Pavamana Soma Chandas Trushtu. Prahinvano Janita Rodasyo Ratho. 90.1. Set in motion by intelligent sages, spiritual Soma, the creator of the space and earth, move around like a chariot, obtaining vigor and wealth for all. Sharpening his weapon, spiritual energy, Vajra, going to Indra, he moves holding all wealth in his hands. Indra moves holding all wealth in his hands. Abhi Triprishtham Vrishanam Vayodham. 9.90.2. Speeches of the devout praisers are eager for Atmeya Soma, who has 3 surfaces and is the giver of essence of life, covering the flowing waters along with ray like Varuna, giver of jewel, spiritual knowledge. Soma procures admirable, most excellent wealth. Three surfaces refers to gross, subtle and causal worlds, Satchidanandam, or earth, atmosphere and the space. Soma procures self-knowledge for the praising sacrifices, that is implied meaning. 90.3. Shuragrama Sarvavira. O Atmiya Soma, you are having multitudes of heroes, are leader of all heroes, are mighty, are victorious in battles, are gainer of wealth, are possessor of sharp weapon, are armed with a springy bow, are invisible in battles, and you are overcomer of enemies in battles. May you please flow. 90.4. Urugavyutit Abhayani Prunavan. O shining Soma, you have a wide domain. Please flow, making the worlds non-dangerous and abundant, remaining together with them. Wishing to gain great wealth for self-knowledge, for us, you make noise, bringing us water, dawns, the sun and the rays. Rays here means spiritual, which imparts existence, consciousness and happiness to living creatures, generating the sun and his rays, ushas or time and water. Matsi Soma Varunam Matsi Mitram. 90.5. O purified, powerful, spiritual Soma, please gladden Varuna, Mitra, Varuna, Indra and Vishnu. O Soma, accelerate the strength of Maruts and gladden the shining beings. O Soma, accelerate the great Indra for his delight. Last stroke of the sutta. Eva Rajeva Kraduma Amena Vishwa. O drops of Atmiya Soma, being praised thus, you who is intelligent and is like a king, destroying all our difficulties with your strength, please flow. For chanting of Sukta nicely, give us long life. May you protect us always with prosperity. No comment necessary on this. We go to Mandalam 9, Ashtakam 7, Chapter 4, Suktam 91. Rishi Kashyapa Marija Devata Pavamana Soma Chandastrushtu Asajivakva Yathe Yatha Jau. Bubbling spiritual Soma essence, on whom the minds of the sacrificers rest, is the firstborn and is thoughtful, is caused to flow with the mind, like a horse let loose in a battle. 10 self-driven limbs propel the bearer of essence of Atma towards homes in the woolly strainer in the summit above. Flowing essence of Atma Soma is being cast in the minds of the seer, which is located at the summit of his body. Woolly strainer represents cloud-like ignorance. Vidijanasya divyasya 9.91.2. Drop of Atmiya Soma extracted by wise human beings, sages, moves towards enjoyment of shining beings. The immortal Atmiya Soma gets cleansed by mortal leaders of men with woolly strainer, with spiritual light rays and with constantly moving waters. Soma is extracted making use of the mind, mixing spiritual light rays of Atma with the flowing property, fluidity of water. In this way only, witnessing Atma is made to move from one body to another. Really, Atma is birthless and changeless state. Next verse, 91.3. Vrishavrishner Urubat, shower of happiness, shining Soma makes noise. The array or drops of spiritual Soma, getting purified, advances towards vital spirit of the shining ray for Indra. Soma is jubilant with this praise. He is possessor of speech and his voice. He goes to the holes in the strainer by thousands of unveiled paths. Flowing essence is meant for activating Jivatma Indra by imparting spiritual light ray of Atma to him. Soma streams flow out of the strainer through infinite number of fine pores. Alternately, each drop of Soma sets up a stream of bodies appearing and disappearing in nature with respect to time. Ruja Drulha Chit Rakshasa Sadamsi 91.4. O flowing spiritual Soma, please destroy even strong and firm homes of a Daman. Getting purified, you may surround their strength. By injuring with a spiritual weapon, namely Vajra, please split asunder the leader of the enemies, who may attack us from above, from near or from afar. 91.5. Sapratnavan Navyase Vishwavara, O cherished by all, performer of many deeds and rich in food, Atmiya Soma, as of old, you make the path smooth for the seer of the new Haim as before. We attain those spiritual light rays which are difficult to be overcome, are great and are obtainable. Spiritual light of Atma is attainable, is great, etc. That is the gist of the Ruk. 91.6, last Ruk in the Sukta. Eva Punano Apa Swarga. O Atmiya Soma, getting purified thus, you please bestow on us water, the shining space, earth, many sons and grandsons. May you make our field prosperous. Lights appear in the vast worlds and make us see the sun for a long time. Kashyapa Maricha's next Suktam 92 follows. Rishi, Devata the same, Chandas the same. Parisuvanu Hariram Amshu, extracted and set in motion an infinitesimal quantum of spiritual energy of Soma is caused to flow around in the strainer like a chariot for gaining wealth. Getting purified, Soma approaches praisers associated with Indra. Praises associated with Indra. He, Soma, serves shining beings with nourishing food. Ray of spiritual light of Atma gets enmeshed in ignorance and pick up fluidity, the flowing property of water, in the mind of the sacrificer. Thus it becomes a drop of Soma, flowing essence of Atma. This is the essence of that Ruk. Acha Mridaksha Asarat Pavitre 92.2 Receiver of leaders of men, wise Atmiya Soma upholding the name witnessing Atma, wander about in the strainer, which is his womb. He sits at home like a sacrificer. 7 wise sages approach him, who sits in the vessels or bodies. Soma is born or conceived of in the minds of the 7 sages, 7 wise sages. These are covered by ignorance. So the womb of Soma could be the mind or ignorance. Mind itself is a symbol of ignorance. Soma sits in the heart space of human beings, activating sense organs, the mind and ego of each one. Prasumedha Gaduvid 92.3 Supremely intelligent, knower of the right path, pervader of shining beings, shining Soma, get cleansed and enters the permanent abode. He becomes the enjoyer in all wise praises. This self-possessed Soma reaches 5 kinds of born beings. Soma possessor, meaning Soma, possessor of spiritual light ray of Atma, becomes witnessing self in the bodies of all living creatures which are born from the earth, from sweat, from egg, from womb and from the mind. These are the 5 kinds. Tavate Soma Pavamana Ninne 92.4 O purified or flowing Atmiya Soma, all 33 shining beings are in your hiding place abode only. You are being cleansed in the woody strainer, means mind, by 10 self-possessed entities in the summit above. 7 great flowing streams adorn you. 33 shining beings are Adityas, Rudras, etc. as explained before. Self-possessed may mean self-activated. 7 flowing streams could be physically rivers or chandasas of Rigveda in the subtle sense. They could also be 5 sensory organs, the mind and soul. Tannu Satyam Pavamanasyastu 92.5 Where all seers of Vedic Suktas come together, may the truth of the purified Soma be that, means Atma, quantum of spiritual energy which made this world for pervading of that Atmiya Soma, protects a thoughtful person. He gives fearless happiness for a devotee. In truth, Soma is not different from Atma. May seers of Vedic Suktas be aware of this truth. A seeker of truth finally attains the birthless state of Brahman. 92.6 Parisatmeva Pasumanti Hoda. Like a sacrificer having a sacrificial animal going to a sacrificial place, or like a truthful king approaching assemblies of men. Purified spiritual Soma proceeds towards pots or living bodies, sitting among clouds which are dark like the animal called buffalo. Purified or flowing Soma enters the bodies of living creatures carrying spiritual ray of light of Atma set in each dark colored drop of Soma. With this, we conclude today's session. Next 3 days, there will be no session because they are non-Adhyayana days. Viramastavat.